grand finals here, the 2015 StarCraft 2 Pro League, sponsored by SK Telecom, and they are winning. They are on match point. The score is currently 3-1. And Moonglade and I are here to bring you guys this Zerg versus Zerg.
Yes, indeedy. Dark versus Rogue, going to be a very high-level ZVZ match. Both players very accomplished. Never really became champions either side, but have done a lot of work in both singular leagues as well as Pro League. It's hard to say who's the favorite, but Rogue is certainly the one that comes out more prepared in most occasions when it comes to Pro League.
Rogue has been performing better and more often than Dark in recent times. We haven't seen Dark really give a big showing since the last Kespa Cup, where he was actually, in fact, defeated in a ZVZ.
That's right, in the grand finals. He made it all the way there, but just couldn't defeat his teammate Sue in the end there. So this is a hard one to call, like every other match we have today. But I don't know who to really say who has the advantage here. I want to go for Dark, to be honest, because he is a lot more rested than Rogue. He has a lot more time to sit back, watch how Rogue plays, and prepare for these grand finals.
That's right. You know, this is a very similar situation to Maru and Dream when it comes to Dark. You know, we looked at Dream and we're like, it's been a while. You know, you were once on top. You needed a little break. I feel like Dark's about the same.
Yeah.
You know, these two SK Telecom players that didn't see a lot of playing time. Rogue, on the other hand, is nothing like Maru because he's been playing a ton recently and performing insanely well in all matchups. He's 17-7.
He's certainly been very singularly involved with Pro League and not so much the GSL or Star League. He's never really found any luck there in a very long time. He's never had that sort of success. It's really here where he shines, and it's when he gets that preparation time he really comes out on top. So I'm very excited to see what he's got planned today. But the only problem with this is it's ZVZ. There's nothing really you can think outside the box too far. I mean, there's not really, you can't really go outside the normal too much, or you will just get destroyed. So I'm really curious to see what he's got planned for Dark. If it's anything unorthodox, or he's still going to be playing the standard. It
is going to be Terraform the map. We did see that there was a ton more ZVZ data, in fact, for Rogue, where he's doing a lot better. In recent 10 games, Rogue also has the same score as Dark. Dark has a winning record over Rogue, but again, it's about that recent performance, the recent results in Pro League. I have to give the edge to Rogue. The map data here, including unofficial matches, very good stats for both players. Dark having the better stats, but again, keep in mind, this is not as recent data as Rogue's is.
That's absolutely it. That's what it's all about. As we look at the predictions here, in favor of Rogue, actually. I'm not surprised at all, considering this is where he shines the most. But I feel like Dark is going to be very prepared, very rested, and ready for these finals.
Dark has nothing to worry about because even if he loses here, they have another chance in Classic, and even if Classic loses, it goes to the ace match, right? So he has very little pressure going into this matchup that's been called a knife fight because it's so razor thin, it's always on the edge, it's so aggressive, you slip up just one time, you make one too gritty of a move, and you die.
That's what it's all about, you know, it's the most volatile matchup. It can go either way in a heartbeat when it just takes one wrong move in the matchup in Link Bane and, you know, things go crazy. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it ends up, especially on a map like Terraform, which can be very defensive, a very long, drawn-out game. If it gets to, like, roaches or infestors even, like, it's very hard to attack into the opponent.
That's right. It's also very difficult to take those bases in the middle of the map because the mineral lines are exposed to range units like roaches and hydras, so controlling the map is also, you know, something that's very important. Creep spread is important to your bases. So I believe this match could go either way. I want to give the edge to Rogue, but let's see how nervous he is. Let's see if he bends under the pressure of being the last man standing, the last man left. If he goes out, this tournament ends. This could be the last match. Here's some information about Set5 Games doing BlizzCon broadcasts. They're doing the preliminaries, and for the 6th and 7th, they'll actually have crowds in the next arena to watch BlizzCon. So if you're in Korea, come down to the next arena, watch the Korean broadcast of BlizzCon.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing the round of 16 the week before, and then a week later will be the main event, the round of 8. So that's going to be a very exciting thing as well, because pretty much all the players that play in, you know, Pro League, GSL, and Star League are pretty much the top 16 in BlizzCon.
That's right. So all these fans here watching, these players will go watch most of these same players perform at BlizzCon here in Korea. And if you're in Korea, come watch with the Korean fans. Come watch live even if you can't make it to the actual event.
That's right. You see more fans for Genetic Agreements. They need them, those fans more than ever. They need those cheerfuls because they're one game away of getting knocked out and losing these grand finals.
That's right. Match point now for SKT. You can see the SKT flags are flying higher and faster here. It looks like we're going to go ahead and start this Zerg versus Zerg, ladies and gentlemen, on Terraform. Match point for SKT. Let's see if Generic can bring it back. In the top left, in orange here for SK Telecom, T1, it is dark.
Looking to close things out here. Look at that audience. Down here in the bottom right for Generic Green Wings, the player that has to win to stay in this, it is Rogue. If he loses here, if he buckles under the pressure like Pig Baby did, they're going home empty-handed.
It's Rogue and Trap left for Generic Green Wings. They will both have to win consecutive matches in order to force that ace match on Coda. Where I feel most people would say we will see a rematch between Innovation and SOS.
I would not be surprised, to be honest. Whoa, now that's a cheerful.
The Air Avengers.
Ant-Man. That's awesome. That was Maru too, I think.
Yeah.
He's so small.
That's so funny. I hope someone took a screenshot of that. I'd love to have that.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how this opens up. Clearly, no early pulls to start things off, so a bit of a gentleman's agreement, a mannerful game. They're going to shake those hands. Okay, let's get to let's get to the mid game. Let's get to 2 hatcheries at least.
Yeah, let's get to at least 2 hatcheries. Let's
make a game of it.
Yeah, let's see who goes for the hatchery first. We might see a pull first on one of these Zergs as well.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised if it is from Rogue, if anyone, because he's the one that has to win this game. He cannot lose to a pool all-in the last game here. It'd be such an embarrassing loss. But it looks like both players are going to be going for that hatch first.
Macro first here in game number 5. Both hatches placed at identical timings. Let's see how greedy they get. Both adding an extra drone. Would not be surprised to see a gas here as well from both players, considering that they're being this greedy.
Yeah, it's either going to be those double drones in the gas, or it will be that pool and the gas a little bit later. Just to make sure you get that pool out fast enough to have a shot at defending against any sort of early aggression.
This is just another shot of SK Telecom winning a different pro league. I'm not sure what season that was, but it was a while ago. You can see that he said he wants it to happen again.
All right, I thought it was a baseball team or something. It's just weird outfits, but fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, so far, everything kind of similar in every regard. So nothing out of the ordinary here. They're both going to be getting up to speedlings around the same time, and most likely Baneling Nest as well.
Yeah, a slight lead goes to Rogue in the gas currently, which means that he will have a faster opportunity to get that early scout and see whether there's a layer coming up, how much gas to be mined. That's one of the most important things in this mirror matchup. When both players play passive is who gets the first scout. And he's actually lining up his pool timing here to grab that metabolic boost like right away as soon as he gets 100 minerals.
Deciding not to fully invest in it straight away. Instead, he's scouting the main base, going to try and identify when that speed is coming. And Queen's are halfway out, so you've got to be careful with your overlords at this point. You cannot commit too far to scouting or you will just lose it, and then you're in trouble.
Like, focus that.
Oh.
He says, I think it's fine if we don't see Classic play today. It's like, I think it'd be good if we don't see Classic come out there.
It's kind of mean. I'm sure Classic wants to play.
Well, he ended up losing it for his team last time.
That's true.
Maybe that's the joke. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I think he just wants them to win right away.
Yeah.
That's a rough thing to translate, but at this point in time, we do see a Baneling Nest coming down for Rogue, and 200 gas banked up for Dark, who's not spent it on anything. He will not have Ling's speed anytime soon if he gets it at all.
He's playing a very greedy game, and it looks like he wants to go straight into Roaches behind this. Getting it early just in case, but he's just been droning behind this. He's in no hurry to get out any sort of aggressive units. He's got to be careful, though. Lings are going to be scouting out that he has spine crawlers on the way, and a couple of queens are at the front. And now we are going to see that SimCity go down after the scout.
You see a tight wall here, double chambers, and wow, a big crowd goes through, or a big cheer goes through the crowd as he gets that wall up. Blue chambers on the Roach Warren. He's got a spine crawler up behind this now. Lair is on the way with all that extra gas. It's almost certainly going to be Mutilus. We do see that Rogue takes the third base. This will be scouted, though.
Yeah, it looks like actually both players should head towards Roaches at this point. When you get a third base this quickly with that little gas income, he's only getting his second gas now. I think Rogue will be going for a much greedier sort of Roach style. He'll be certainly behind in the tech, but he will make up for that in numbers, whereas Dark going for that very quick glare, very quick +1 Roach attack. He might be looking for like a Roach speed timing.
Exactly. You know, he might be looking for Roach speed for the attack. He might actually just be going for a more aggressive attack, as we've seen Sue, in fact, his teammate do quite often in the past.
That would make a lot of sense as well, considering they are teammates. Sue, no doubt the big boss of the ZVZ in that house as well.
Killing this rock tower is definitely going to be very beneficial to Rogue. It's going to buy him a lot of time to, as you said, basically just get the Roach numbers advantage with the economy he's built. He's only up 5 harvesters, and his third base isn't ready yet, but he needs to buy time for all of those things to come online, because Dark is going to try to hit him hard and fast. And this timing may just line up perfectly. It
might just do so. It's going to be an interesting sort of engagement when the time comes, because no doubt Dark's going to go for that third base. He's going to try and defend it effectively against these speedlings that are on the map there to buy time, essentially, more than anything else. There's a lot of windows of opportunity for Dark at this point, whether it be that +1 timing with speed or the +2, which is going to give his Roaches a huge advantage in Roach versus Roach.
Well, Lair is so late here for Rogue. He needs the numbers. That's going to be how he wins this fight, if he wins it at all. Ling's over here not going to find anything. Already Dark is prepared for this run by, and the Roach production has started for Rogue. He needs to just keep hitting every inject, and every piece of larva has to go into Roaches right now.
It really is just about that. It's about making sure you have the numbers. And if you have the numbers, you're going to be okay in this sort of situation. But then it becomes a fine line about scouting the next step. Is he droning behind this? Does he stop making Roaches? When did he stop making Roaches? Is he going into Hydras? Is he going into Infestors? There's so many different sort of objectives and techs you can go into for both sides that can create such a problem when the other opponent is trying to attack into you.
Rogue has been mining from a third base a little bit longer than Dark. In fact, Dark just now sending his drones over, so that's one resource advantage that Rogue has, which puts him ahead in supply. He's using those extra resources he's been getting to build a larger Roach army, and now he might actually be the one who goes for an attack with the larger numbers, with the +1 and speed finally finishing up. But again, the late game for Dark, the +2, the carapace, the transitions that you were talking about into potentially going into those Hydras.
That's right.
And Infestors, that's what's scary.
Look at this. We're actually seeing banelings being made as well. I'm trying to figure out where that is. I wish I had an observer PC.
Probably for defending his third base against Ling run bys, I would assume.
Either that, or he's going to be trying to run into the mineral line, perhaps at the third base.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's not in position for it, so this could do a lot of damage.
It certainly could, especially if he's not paying attention. Here they come. He's not looking. Oh! 8 kills for 2 Banes.
8 kills is absolutely insane. Look at this, a follow-up, a big follow-up as well. This is a great time to do so.
He has that lead. This is what I was talking about. He's coming for the attack because he knows he has this opportunity with +1 and speed finishing. Yeah, Dark's going to have his own upgrades soon,
Dark
but
is
they're not ready yet.
Look how far behind in supply he is right now. So far behind in Roaches as well. This is going to be a very clean fight for Rogue if he gets the advantage, if he gets a decent concave. He doesn't even have to have the perfect concave. He just has to get his Roaches in there and attacking.
All right, +1 attack is done. He's going for it. Overseer leading the charge here. A good concave here for Dark, but he doesn't have a lot of Roaches behind it. He's just getting overwhelmed here. Rogue just pushing his way through the spine in the back, helping out. He needs more reinforcements. 40 Roaches to 18 right now. I just can't imagine Dark holds this. His third base is going to go down after this at least. Drones coming off the line.
This is horrible, horrible play. Simply too many Roaches. Look at the supply difference now. Oh, what is that?
That's definitely not even anything. That's
nothing. That's a bit of a slip up there. Maybe waiting for a GG. There we go. Huge advantage there. And great, very clean build from Rogue. Hopefully he doesn't get any penalties for that.
I don't think so. But this will bring us to our 6th game with a win like that. Now keep in mind, basically that game came down to him just having overwhelming numbers. He was mining from his third base for way longer. And check out the ceremony, the plane is going across. That's right.
Oh, it broke as well.
Careful about that plane.
Oh, well. At least he won.
Sad planes.jpg.
Wow. Very clean win there for Rogue, just identifying what Dark wanted to do and just capitalizing with a very greedy build on a very hard to attack every map. Now it's going to come down to Classic versus Trap, and can Trap actually hold on here and defeat someone like Classic to bring it to that ace match?
That's right. It's going to be tough, but I think he absolutely does have the possibility of making this happen. It's a mirror matchup. Anything goes. But I would give the same sort of advantage to Classic as I just gave to Rogue in recent results, in recent form. Trap has been looking stronger. We have seen some crazy PvPs in recent times in the early game, like on maps like Terraform, on maps like Echo and Coda. But we're going into Cactus Valley for this, so it's going to be late game. And then I further have to give the advantage to Classic. It's going to be tough for Trap to get an early game lead on such a big map.
I agree completely there. This is really where Classic gets comfortable when he can defend, take it to 3 or 4 bases and go late game. It's where he's at home. And for Trap, it's hard to say. It's kind of his games have been a bit all over the place. There's no real identifying style for him or where his comfort zone is. He's bad. Does he perform on the day or does he not?
That's right. Well, I'm going to give the mic back over to Valdez going into this Protoss versus Protoss. We'll see you guys in Game 7, assuming we have one.
All right. Well, we get ready for this game. It's going to be a very exciting one, that's for sure. Clearly in favor of SKT as Valdez joins me once again.
Hello, guys. Happy to be back. And I assume you were talking about, because it's super loud here in the stadium, couldn't really hear you guys when I didn't have the headset on, but assume you were talking about Classic versus Trap coming into this one. Up 3-2 right now is SKT, but yeah, Classic, the big favorite.
Certainly the big favorite. You know, a Star League champion has done so much this year, has achieved so much and won so much for his team. Trap, on the other hand, he's a guy that comes out occasionally, but he's not a guy that you expect to be consistently good and to have big wins. So I'm a little nervous for Jin Air still, despite that very clean win for Rogue.
Yeah. I think the map that Sora was able to defeat. Do you remember this game in the playoffs? Sora took down a Protoss that was. That was Trap. That was Trap?
That was
Trap.
Boy. Trap
got
cheesed out perfectly by Sora in a bit of a shock game. It was a beautifully executed all-in from Sora. But yeah, that was such a shock. Let's hope that doesn't happen again today. I'm sure Classic isn't